Welcome to the Wind Lounge YouTube channel. I'm here today with the boss and sail developer of Point-7, Andrea.
Hi Mario,
Is it
how
too
are you?
far away, but we can still try to say hi. How are you?
I'm good. We are here at the Deafy Wind, so it's amazing windsurfing zone.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's full, 1,500 participants. And but in this video we will talk about your newest development, the AC-2, former AC-Z.
Exactly.
And in this video I will ask you about all the changes of the design that you made, because I think it's actually a lot. No, but let's start by talking about the basic characteristics of the former AC-Z, now AC-2.
Yes.
Maybe you want to give a little introduction.
Yes, so the idea of the sail concept was to actually have a pure race sail feeling,
Yeah.
but at the same time have like a no-cam, like a wave sail, we can even say, handling.
Yeah.
So what we did was to actually have a mast leaf, which was a racing mast leaf below the boom, so that you would have all the drive, all the acceleration, all the power that a normal race sail would give. But over the boom, which is the heavier part of the sail normally, to have it as light as possible, which means making the mast leaf much smaller, just like a no-cam sail, like a wave sail.
Yeah.
So therefore, when you're water starting, you're jibing, you don't have the pressure of a top cam, you don't have the pressure of a wide mast leaf. There's no water going on the higher part of the sail, so when you're water starting or upholding, it's just super light.
Yeah, and I can tell you guys, I was testing the sail, I think for 4 or 5 months, because the slalom sails were late.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'm not sure if I even want to go back to the slalom sail, because it's so much easier in the handling. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's always the thing, you know. So for myself, when I'm testing, it's like, you know, I'm sailing myself all the time with race sails, but then when I'm doing the testing, I'm sailing all the sails, and even when I go on a no-cam sail, you know, nowadays they're so good, you know, that you think, do we really need a race sail?
Yeah, but it's not all of them. You know, you're special with that, with Point-7, because I feel like your development at Lake Garda and your dedication towards the pure performance, they're really different.
Yeah, what, you know, in the end, you know, I'm testing most of the sail by myself with this racing idea all the time. So it doesn't matter if it's a no-cam sail, if it's a 2-cam sail.
Yeah.
The idea is always to make the most comfortable sail.
While getting the maximum performance, no?
Maximum comfort, maximum power, you know, to get the maximum speed, because you're actually having the power and the comfort. When you mix these two ingredients together, you get the speed.
As you said, maximum performance.
Yes.
And maximum, how you say, comfort. That is possible, you know.
Yeah, so what you're doing, you know, you're trying to mix the things, meaning that you're trying to have a deep profile, which gives you stability, as we see here.
Yeah.
Now this is the new AC-2, and that's the big change from the AC-Z to AC-2. We have a completely new profile.
Yeah.
It's much deeper. The mast leaf is even wider than the AC-Z.
You can actually see it. When I saw it the first time, I was like, did he just change the name, or is it actually different?
We did change the name because it was actually very different.
Okay.
The starting base is actually the AC-1. While the AC-Z was starting by its own from like a 3-cam sail, while this one is starting from the AC-1, so the pure racing sail. So the profile, the width of the sleeve below is exactly like our racing sail. Same cambers, same. Also the buttons.
So until here, basically.
Until exactly there, yes. So this is exactly our AC-1.
Yeah.
The buttons are the same from the top to the bottom, so there's no like free ride button. You know, it's like a pure racing.
All like the slalom sail.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, of course, it's not
exactly like the slalom sail, or a little bit different.
No, it's exactly like the same.
Yeah,
also, the full outline of the sail, the full leech opening is coming from our racing sail.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, it could be that the idea could be like, oh, we just took off the top part of the sleeve, you know.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you know, the whole sail is changing, so you have to redesign it to make it like the race sail.
Okay.
So the concept is exactly the same. But of course, we had to work a lot to get it to look as clean as you can see.
Can you say in 1 minute what you did? Because it sounds super interesting to me, and I think these are the things that the people usually never get to understand.
Yeah. So first of all, you know, what you do is like you take off, you know, like on a file, you take off the mast leaf from the body. So you have a mast leaf which is actually connected to the sail body.
Okay.
So you take it out, and you have a naked sail without the mast leaf.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then from there, you build on top of this, we could call it the cover, you know, which is the mast leaf.
Yeah.
And you just build it on top. And you have to actually rig the sail to see what the result is, you know, because on the computer is one thing, but when you then rig it is another thing.
Yeah.
And then of course you will find the first time wrinkles, not the deep profile you may be looking for.
Yeah.
You know, the opening of the leech, because if you have a mass sleeve which is attached to here because it's wider,
Yeah.
the whole sail will just lift up because you're pulling the sail from here. So it's getting lifted, but you don't want to have this button here because it's not going to release any wind.
Okay.
So then you have to work on the seams to make it open like the race sail. So the thing is that you start from a base, but it's not just taking off one mast lead and putting the next one. There's a lot of work then to be done to adapt it.
Wow.
And
that sounds so complicated too.
It's complicated, but there's, you know, it's like in the end, when you have knowledge, you know, you can do it in quite quick steps.
Yeah.
And when you have a good base, you know, you have the AC-1, which is the reference sail.
Yeah.
So you just have it in front of you, and you just have to make the same one without two cam.
And like, how close does this, like, before I ask you how it feels different, because this is, I think, what is interesting to the people, but how close does this come as a reference sail to the AC-1?
It's, let's say the leech opening is exactly the same.
Like on the water, I mean,
Yes,
like speed-wise.
yes. Yeah, as it's very similar, the only thing is the mast lead, which is like different in the end, because the rest of the sail is the same. The difference is that when you're sailing here, the power is actually only at the bottom of the sail where we have the wide sleeve. So what happens is that because the mast sleeve is at the bottom wide and deep, the power is actually there and not on the top as a pure race sail. It's still, you still have a nice profile on the top, but not as deep and not as strong and powerful as a race sail. So what happens is that the pressure is at the bottom of the sail, so when you get the gust, you get the wind at the sail, you're never getting lifted.
Okay.
You're always staying in your position because the power is just below you and in front of you. So when you're sailing, you can keep your position, your stance, and you're never getting lifted. So if you're not super fit, you know, you can just sit down, the power is below, you keep your stance, and it gets much easier, takes much less energy.
But this sounds better than the race sail.
It is.
This is why I'm wondering, where's the advantage for the race sail?
The advantage is that if you're super fit, so well trained, you're sailing a lot, you're super tuned in, you know, the extra power that you get from the top of the sail, you know, will lift you up, but because you're tuned super well,
you can hold it down.
You can hold it down, and this holding it down allows you to put more pressure on the fin and get the extra acceleration. So the main difference is actually mainly in the acceleration, but speed-wise, you know, the opening of the leech is releasing the same as the AC-1. The profile is the same at the bottom, so the speed difference would be more or less the same. Actually, the final speed can be the same.
For me it's the same. I tested it.
It's the same. The only difference is an average speed if you go in a very gusty condition, or if you're aiming to go full downwind, you know, like in a PWA race course where you go full down, then having also pressure on the top just helps you to keep more wind into the sail to push you more down and get more speed.
It's great that you explained it, because now I understood it myself for the first time fully.
Okay, good.
Because when customers are asking me, of course I'm saying like this has easier handling, therefore just a tiny little bit less performance. But I think why that is super important to know for the people.
It is, because if you're not fit, you know, with this sail you can actually keep your position, and the closing the gap on the board will be always very firm. And if you're not moving around, you're not getting lifted, you're putting always a constant pressure on the fin. And when you can keep a constant pressure on the fin, that's the moment you go fast. If you keep getting lifted because the sail has so much power for what you're fit for, you know, then you keep releasing pressure from the fin, and at one point the board just starts going left and right because the fin keeps changing the pressure and you lose speed. So if you're not super fit, you could be faster on this sail than on a proper race sail.
Tati also told me he was also thinking of going to the ACK actually, when he's super fit.
Yes, because in the end it's like, you know, this you really need to be focused. That's why, you know, we are building an AC-1 LTD, which is a sail done to race 4 minutes downwind. The race is 4 minutes, and in this 4 minutes you have to go at 150%. But if you want to go sailing for 2 hours, you know, keeping in your hand something which is developed to be used at 150% for 4 minutes, it's tiring.
I'm almost switching. 5 more minutes of talking and I'm switching. I think the last really important thing for the viewers out there is to now understand how this sail feels different compared to the AC-Z. And so, you know, the viewers saw a lot of pictures now in this video. When we went sailing with this sail, you went like, you went 41 knots on the AC-1 Pro.
Yes.
But I was also sailing this sail together with you, and we were changing a little bit AC-0 between this. And I honestly have to say like this, as you said, it felt closer to the AC-1. The pressure point was a little bit even more stable than the AC-Z before. Although the pressure point before was already super stable.
Yeah, let's say that the bigger difference between the two sails
Yeah.
is the fact that this sail has a wider sleeve.
From ACZ to AC0.
AC2.
AC2, sorry, I'm getting confused. Yeah.
So ACZ had a smaller mast sleeve,
Yeah.
and so it was giving a little bit less drive, a little bit less stability.
Yeah.
Compared to this. It was still a very good sail, but
I mean,
let's say if you compare it, yeah, because the mast sleeve is wider and it's deeper, you get this extra balance.
Yeah.
Balance, and which is equals to stability. The knuckle in the front of the sail, so on the underleach here,
Yeah.
at the bottom,
Keine Sorge, ich filme das dann im Nachhinein.
just here,
Yeah.
you know, you have a much deeper profile, so this is like giving more drive,
Yeah.
and it's pinning down much more the board to the water, which means that it gives you more control. So
Then the ACZ.
then the ACZ, yes.
Okay, yeah,
The other
interesting.
thing is that coming from the outline of the AC1,
Yeah.
the boom is much longer. I think we have maybe like, could be like from an average of maybe 8 cm. 8 to 10
Longer?
Longer boom.
Wow, okay.
Yes. Which you don't feel because the sail is so balanced
Yeah.
that it's not bothering, you know. And the rotation of the cambers is even better because with a wider sleeve, there's more space, more room for the cambers to rotate. We are also using on the AC2 this Dacron
Yeah.
material. Normally on the AC1 it would be more like monofilm, right?
Yeah.
And this Dacron, what it does is a softer material which has two functions. First of all, it allows to have a smoother rotation
Yeah.
because it's a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah.
And the next thing, because it's more forgiving, when you're hitting the chop, it's absorbing, it's softer. So it's like it gives you even more control
Yeah.
compared to if it would be monofilm or other material. So that's also a change from the ACZ to the AC2.
Yeah.
And overall, you know, it's just this outline has been tested to the millimeter thanks to the AC1.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so there's not one corner which was not thought of.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know, we have riders from who have shown in results that the AC1 was a winning sail.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of input of a lot of people, a lot of years of testing.
Yeah.
And the AC2 just got all this in a shot.
Yeah, sick. Amazing, man. You get me excited here. All right, so I think this is enough for this video. I hope you guys out there got a brief understanding of where this sail comes from, how it's working and so on. Thanks a lot for all the information.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
I think one day we have to do like a little podcast because I have many more questions.
Yeah, sure.
And it's always annoying me that it's not just Point-7, but all the brands are giving out so little information because there goes so much effort and passion from guys like you.
We just discussed about profile, we
Yeah.
discussed, but there's so much more, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And this we can do next time. But you know, for example, here, in this
no.
line,
And
in
here we
this
go
line,
again.
there's Kevlar underneath.
Okay.
You know, there's X-ply, not just for fun, and this is monofilm, not for fun, not for the look, not because we want to put some X-ply and some monofilm.
Yeah.
You know, this panel is one piece, and there's also a reason for that.
Yeah.
So we could continue for
Yeah,
long.
we continue next time.
Okay.
Maybe we'll make a tuning video.
For sure.
But guys, thanks for sticking around. You can leave us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you want to order the brand new AC2, go to our website. It's linked down in the video description. And we are also, of course, very happy to give you advisory. So yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye. Good first one.
Huh? So?
You actually got me excited. I'm not kidding.